Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So today's video, we're going to continue doing the bokeh technique because like I told you, I wanted to use some of the other shapes to see if we can make the same thing work. So we're just going to dive right on in. So over here on the left hand side, I have the festive berries, candied apple, and worn lipstick. And I thought these would be really good to use because we're going to do the heart shapes, which is perfect for, the Valentine's Day season a coming. I just thought they would be fun to play with. So we're doing the same thing, the small, medium, and then slightly larger hearts. And we're going to start layering them down. And I like starting with the bigger of the three sizes to get each of the colors down, and then we start layering from there. So whichever ink daubers that you want to use, I'm using the minis because those are the ones I have on the back of my ink pads. But if you have, the like makeup style brushes, you can use anything, right? You just want to use whatever you use for oxide inks. Now, if you're not using oxide inks, you're using just regular dye inks, then dye inks, you can use whatever method you're using, tool you're using, I guess I should say, you can use it for any dye inks. So if you have certain brushes for your dye inks, certain brushes for your oxides, keep them separate, and that'll be better so you don't cross contaminate the different ink properties. But if you clean your brushes and stuff in between, it doesn't really matter that much because hopefully, if you've cleaned it before you started using it, you're okay. But here we did the worn lipstick is at the bottom left. The middle one, which is off to the right, kind of going off the page, is the candied apple. And now we're doing, which moves slightly on me there, the festive berries. Now, I will make a suggestion, which I should have done on this. I didn't think, and I've said it before, but if you have pixie spray, please consider spraying the back of your stencils with that. It'll make it easier and it won't do that whole slippy slidey thing, okay? A lot of times that's part of the problem is the sliding and moving around, and I think that having the pixie spray would help keep it more secure, okay? So now we're doing our candied apple. And what's so crazy is these are so, like, to me, they look so red. And yet on the black foundations paper, it's very, they're very pinks. They look more in the pink family than they do, as a part of the red family to me. But it's okay. We're just going to keep on moving. So it's the same process, same technique as we did with the circles. It's the same thing that we're going to do, but we're just literally just using a different shape. Now with this particular set, I will give you fair warning. We're not going to do any embossing on this one, but it would work the same way. So if you wanted to do stencil or heat embossing on this, you'll just want to make sure that whatever inks you're using, especially if they're pigmented inks like these, that they dry before you do the stenciling or the heat embossing part, because that will cause, issues when you go to put down your embossing powder. It'll stick all over because these inks stay wet longer than dye inks. And we're just adding on the layers. Now we're going to our small heart. I love how this is starting to come along. They're so cute. And we're going to add the darker one up here. And I'm trying to remember which hearts I did where. It's probably smart to do your threes at once, to kind of keep it together and realize like what color you needed to go to next, because I did find myself going, what color did I put there? The only one I could see and know for sure was worn lipstick, and you're going to see here. I'm going to go ahead and put this one, which is the Candied Apple. And then I am going to put a heart over on the left there because my ink pad flipped over, so it made a little mark. And I was just trying to make sure on that side I wasn't putting my stencil down on the wrong side. I don't want to make a mess of the ink. I want to keep it as neat as possible. All right. Now we're going to put a single heart here in the center. Just create sort of like a little cascade of hearts kind of right in the middle. Put one there. Then I'm going to put, I think, another one. I think I moved it over to the side more. Let me see. Yeah. Just to cover up some of the little mistake I had from the dropping of my ink pad. And then here I'm going to add another heart, sort of like in my little cluster. So we have 3 hearts with each of the big hearts, and then the 3 with the smaller medium heart. And did I add another one? Yeah, I'm gonna add 2 more hearts. Yep, one at the top, which is the worn lipstick, and then down at the bottom we'll do another worn lipstick. Yeah, I really like how that one turned out. I like the pinkiness of the worn lipstick, so that's why I like to put in that one down at the bottom. And anywhere in the center of the hearts that feels like I wasn't blended enough, I'm just grabbing the heart, the color, and just trying to like fill it in. And there was only one spot that I kind of went out of the line, but for the most part, it's good. And it looks nice and smooth. So I like how this turned out. This is such a quick technique. You guys, if you have stencils like this, definitely play around with the different shapes. You can create similar techniques using the hearts as well as the circles. I love it. I love it. So next week we're going to do the stars. That's the plan anyway. And I think we're going to have some fun with that. We may even bring some of the embossing back. So stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And make sure you check out our Friday video, okay? Thanks, and have a great one.